Oh, good morning. Andrea Martell, Joy Scientist here, and I'm reporting on the Tai Chi experiment. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video update of this. So we're up to week 6 of my beginners class for Tai Chi. So apologies for the slight nasally voice. I came down with a cold last week, which I'm still at the ends of recuperating from. So bear with me. So where are we at? Loving the class. There's been some noticeable benefits from doing Tai Chi. So first of all is as we've progressed through the classes, we've been learning different movements, and it was funny. I think at about must have been week 4, we learnt for the first time a movement called cloud hands. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to show you the movement here on video, but I am actually going to get someone to record me doing it a little bit later, so I'll add that in for you to have a look at. And what I discovered from doing that movement is the next day I actually was a little bit stiff around some of my muscles, and I was like, okay, so definitely there is some movement going on here and moving of muscles that I don't necessarily get to with doing other forms of movement. So that was interesting, because too the movement is so slow, and I say that with a bit of a laugh because it's almost so slow that it's frustratingly slow. And I've spoken to a few people who've given Tai Chi a go, and the biggest comment or feedback that quite often people comment on is that it's so annoyingly slow that people actually give up and don't do it anymore because it irritates them. And I have had some moments of that over the last couple of weeks. It's just like, oh, if we could just go a little bit faster, we'd get more done. We could fit in more, learning more moves. So there's sort of been that little bit of battle about the resistance of how slow it is. However, despite it being a little bit annoying and irritating, the benefits of actually breaking down movements to such a minute detail has some huge benefits. So, as I mentioned, definitely working different sets of muscles. And it also, not quite sure how to articulate it, but getting perfecting that really slow movement. I had no idea how difficult the most basic of moves can be when we start to slow it down so drastically. It's quite very challenging, really, really difficult, more difficult than what I had actually perceived with doing it. So that's where we're at. And I guess just battling a little bit of my frustration with knowing that if we were moving or progressing through things a little bit quicker, that I would know more by this stage. And I guess it's good for me to sort of just surrender into being happy and content with what I have learnt so far, which I am. However, I would still like to know more. So it'll be interesting to see how much we cover off over the next 4 weeks. Outside of the actual Tai Chi itself, I've actually, it's been really nice. The group of ladies that I'm doing it with, a few of us went out for lunch after class last week, so that was really nice. And there's this real element of socializing in and around the class as well. So that's been really nice and really beneficial, and just getting to know people a bit better, because there isn't the opportunity to really get to know or have those sort of conversations in the class. But yeah, so it looks like periodically we might we might be doing that. So yeah, there's been some really nice benefits from doing it, and I'm keen to continue on with Tai Chi outside of this 10-week beginners class, and I'm keen to sort of look at attending under a different instructor at a different location as well, just because it's like anything, there's lots of different types of yoga out there. So just because you've done one type of yoga doesn't mean you necessarily have a good understanding of yoga itself, and the same can be said for Tai Chi. The particular learning that I'm doing, it's based on instruction from a guy called Paul Lamb, who I haven't actually gone and done any research on, or find out what that type of Tai Chi is in comparative to other types of Tai Chi. So yeah, I'm curious to explore from a different angle the area of Tai Chi. But yeah, so far so good. I'm loving it, getting lots of benefits out of it. So I'll add this up with the other reports that I've done so far. The website is up, so these are actually being posted now live and linked to on my website as well, which is exciting. So thank you for listening. With Heart and Soul, Andrea Martell, Joy Scientist. Thank you.